Hey there, my dearest Scorpios. My number 2's on the list. Hopefully you're all well, happy, healthy, wealthy, and abundant. So now we're going to look into soul connection, soul ties for the month of March. This could be the dog, this could be the neighbor, this could be anybody that has the strongest connection with you as to what is coming out. So take it how it resonates for you. Some people don't have anybody in the place, so like I said, it could be family, that type of thing. But most of the time it's lovers and separation, but we'll see. I'm going to get an overall card for this reading and this connection. We have Ride the Wave. So this gives me the energy of there could be a lot going on in this connection that feels like choppy waters. Disagreements, up and downs with the waves, right? So what it's asking you to like trust the process, lean into the difficult. Don't take it as end all, be all, it's over, don't take it so seriously. Learn to, not let the emotions overwhelm you, not to let the circumstances overwhelm you, just to kind of ride the waves. Because everything has a purpose, everything has, a place. So I'm going to look 3 cards for you, 3 cards for the person connected to you, and then like what we don't see coming in the connection. So let's see. Let's start with your cards. And if you don't like the shuffling, you can fast forward a little bit. But we'll also do a bunch of oracles as well. So let's see. Lots of fire for a Scorpio. Fired up about something. Oh. Oh. Okay. Now show me your person. And reverse roles as needed. How do they see this connection? Ooh. Y'all are not riding this wave. Maybe you need to. Alright, let's see. What's to come? What's going on between the two of you? Oh. Okay. There's a lot going on in this connection, situation, whatever it is. I think that both of you battle some kind of scarcity mindset. Maybe you both have some codependent behaviors. Because what I'm getting for you is you have got a lot of conflict in your mind space. 5 of Wands. Either that or you're mainly focused on the conflict within this connection. And your heart space says, I don't know how to feel about this person. I am passionate about them. I've got a lot of love and, whatever for them, but they're in and out all the time. And it causes me to have to go through a lot of conflict. They're inconsistent, possibly. And your soul is trying to tell you, with the Devil card, that there's poison here. And it's time to find a way to move away from the conflict within your mind, the connection. Maybe there's some kind of toxic ways that the two of you have come accustomed to, like eye for an eye, petty arguments, petty disagreements, holding things against one another. And if that does not change, nothing is going to change. So I think that's why it's like, it's time to either move away from this for a while in order to restore balance within y'all's selves, or find a way to peacefully agree and come to some sort of compromise. Because what I'm getting is, and where they're standing is, this is imbalanced. They understand that. Either one of you could be giving one thing that's more than the other, or they're not able to give you as much as you give. Maybe their heart is not as invested in this as yours is. Because when it comes to their heart space, they have a block there. And this block doesn't necessarily mean like they're blocked just against you. This is, they don't want to look at it for what it is. They don't want to see it for what it is. They don't want to take accountability for what it is. And which in turn causes the blockage. And the reason why they've got this block around their heart space is because in their soul they hold a lot of fears. They've been running around this hamster wheel for a long time, and seems to work for them in some sense. Doesn't get them hurt, but doesn't give them love either. What you don't see coming is, I think either one of you is going to get fed up of being in lack or being disconnected, and it'll spark a new cycle of passion, but also of authenticity. Healthy boundaries. It's like using the heart and the mind in order to get over what is lacking. Because the way I see it is, if something is lacking to the point that there's no way to overcome it, or if it keeps repeating, then one or both of you needs to disconnect. Cut the relationship off. Quit re-sparking something that hasn't changed. It's almost like the both of you enjoy something from this connection, whatever this connection is to you. You both could benefit in different ways. But there is an imbalance here. There is a lot of poison that has leaked into the connection that does need to be cleared out. Now, like I said, if this reading is not for you, only take what resonates, because this may not be for every Scorpio out there. This could be a connection that, you know, you've already cut off, and now this is just where it stands, you know. So only take it how it resonates for you. Okay. Yeah, I think the both of you bring out a certain level of shadow within the other person. And sometimes connections can be a blessing or they can be a lesson. And I feel like this connection could be both. I do see change in the future coming to this. But it all starts with loving yourself. Creating something new out of self-love. Because I feel that if you're in this energy, you're not loving yourself enough. Because if it's as toxic as what you're showing me it is, then you should have already disconnected from this a while ago. And it kind of feels like that's why the cycle is repeated, because this person here is like, it works fine for me. I get what I want. You know, this is the way it's been. I'm comfortable with it. So I do see change on the horizon, but I feel like it's possibly because you're walking away from this, taking the courage, taking the strength, and just going. No matter if you see another connection out there for you, or you don't know if this will ever come back together, you've got to be able to trust that no matter what happens or where you go, you're going to be taken care of. And if this isn't your connection, or if this isn't the person for you, then it's time to disconnect. It's time to leave it behind. And that's the only thing that's going to get it out of this toxic cycle that's been on repeat for a while. Because I see a lot of fighting. I see a lot of arguments. I see gaslighting. I see just no accountability being taken on their side as to what's going on. But at the same time, I don't see you making the change to move away from it. Now, with the fives that are here, there will be change. Because eventually, one or both of you is not going to want to keep going through this loop of getting nowhere. So, there will be change. Now I'm going to look at this haunted divine masculine. Doesn't have to be for masculine. This will just show like possible blockages, things they think about. You could be dealing with a Virgo, because Virgo got two of the same cards and I put them in, I shuffled them in so they shouldn't have come out together. It says, in the dark, we are together again. And this gives me two meanings. It's almost like this person is on a low vibration. So when they can lower your vibration, then you two are on the same playing field. Could also mean they're having dreams about you. You don't leave their mind. They think about you at night a lot. But for me, what I'm getting mainly is, if you're too high vibing, you two aren't in alignment, because your light triggers their demons. And so they'll act out in order to lower you back down to the dark so your two energies can connect again. And then it says, I put a spell on you because you're mine. Now, they could feel you put a spell on them in some way, or they just personally are setting the intention like you're not going anywhere. I'm going to keep dragging you down. I'm going to keep taking you down with me. I'm going to take you with me because you're mine. Very obsessive, kind of possessive type of energy. And then we've got to believe. I can be something you believe in. And I feel that their potential is there in the future. They possibly could be somebody you could believe in. But it all would start with them loving themselves enough to believe in themselves. Because I see that they don't. And I don't think either one of you are really believing in this connection in the current moment the way that it stands. Not to say that in the future things won't change. But as of right now, it looks pretty toxic. It looks like tit for tat, kind of back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Okay, hearts, hidden secrets. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay. So it says pride. Arrogance, ego, and stubbornness. I see that a lot. And that could be on both sides. Like, both of you could have big egos. Both of you could have a lot of pride. And in order for this to work, it's going to have to be broken down. And so, the only thing you can do is try to ride the wave instead of, like, reacting to everything in a possible toxic way, or like ride the wave away from it until it can be reborn separately. And I got elusive, dishonesty, deceptive, and trickery. And then it's got like webs in here. So to me, this is like what a tangled web we weave when at first we do deceive, or whatever the saying is. It's basically You both are playing parts in this. But it's almost like the spider is trying to trap the fly by creating this web to catch it, to keep it theirs. So I feel like this person does certain things because of the way that you react. They know that they set the trap and you fly right into it. And that's the way they keep you stuck. And so until both of you are willing to take accountability, or both of you are willing to just, heal separately, then okay. So this says one day, someday, somewhere, and another time. Yeah, somewhere, someday, and another time. This might be a perfect connection for the both of you. But if you two stay stuck in the way that it is right this second, things are not going to change, because one person is enabling the other person, and the other person is just feeding off of them in some way. Energetically, spiritually, emotionally. Okay, wait. This is not the cards I wanted right this second. Alright, universe, give me some advice for my Scorpios. Okay. This is kind of a funny message, but not. You might not think it's funny. I've got the 10 of Cups, the Sun, and the 8 of Cups. And the reason why I'm laughing is because Spirit just basically told me your happiness is not here. You've got to leave it the way that it is now, because if not, you'll never make it to the Sun or the 10 of Cups. No matter how those good days feel, the bad days are outnumbered here. When that happens, until we make something change or set some sort of boundary or quit letting people bait us into being spider food, our happiness will always be elusive, right? Our happiness will always be on the other side of it. So no matter how good those good days are, in order to get to your true potential, in order to get to their full potential, somebody's got to leave it behind for a while. It's not to say that it can't be this someday, but somebody's got to change it. Somebody's got to make the move to change it. So, because I see that you feel that this is your person and we had really good days. I don't know what happened. Well, it probably started with a lot of promises of happily ever after. Everything was going great. The honeymoon phase was wonderful, happy. And then, boom, life came in. And reality sunk in. And sometimes people change. And maybe their masks fall off. But then we tolerate it because we're like, oh, I remember when they were great. They can get back there again. Well, I'm going to let it. I'm going to let them back in just this one last time. And then it just keeps going and going and going. So, I don't know whose connection this is, but... And these are going to be messages from your person if they had the guts to say it, if, whatever. Alright, it says, I compare others to you. I don't know what comes next. And we don't share the same values. So, like I said, maybe the more that you two got to know each other, things started to be... When things got serious, you really started to see the true colors of the other person. And maybe you two lead very different lives. Maybe your values are very different. And it's not an excuse to treat people poorly, but at the same time, I don't think either one of you knows what comes from this or where this is going to go or how to get it back to where it was. But I have a lot of images here of somebody walking away. So I would say the best thing for this connection would be to keep walking and don't let them come back unless they are willing to be consistent, match you where you are, not try to fight over everything, only give you enough, you know, when things aren't equal or balanced or truthful anymore, where the ego is leading to where you're acting out of character, they're acting out of character, and things are not calm and peaceful anymore. Now, like I said, in the future, it does show they can be somebody that you can believe in, but I think you're going to have to set the example here by showing them that you don't tolerate this type of behavior, and then things will start to shift and change. I know this wasn't rainbows and sunshines, my dear Scorpios. They're not always like this, and like I said, that may be just for one Scorpio in my collective that needed to hear this. But anyways, I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.